Hey, my fellow multidimensionals. It's Aisha Love, founder of Multidimensional You. In this next video in the Activating the Healer Within series, I know that many of you are being called to step beyond the current constructs as healers and offer the world something new. So what's coming through today to share is that the Trinity, the triad, the trigate, tricode, the number 3 is considered sacred in many different cultures for the reason that wants to be emphasized and encouraged in your walk on the healer's path, which is you are transcending duality of like taking sides and polarity dramas, and you're finding a third way. The extent to which humanity is operating in a binary mode is largely escaping the average person's awareness, so they don't even understand what kind of programming they're buying into and how they're kind of running their human existence. And so much of what healers are being called to do as you align with your soul purpose, step forward in your healing service, your, basically alignment with your soul path and purpose, is inviting people into an experience that goes beyond same old, right? I just took a tour, it's been a long time, but of the Big Hole battlefield, and it strikes me, it's like how many of these echoes and experiences, historical experiences of this are we going to live through? No judgment if that's what people want to continue to co-create here. But I have to suspect that we are going beyond that. And I deal with exopolitics, right? So a lot of, polarity way beyond this planet, even involving this planet, but definitely way beyond it. And, it's just kind of a trope, no matter which dimension or planet you go on. It's like exploring polarity drama. Interesting game for a time, but what could be possible if that wasn't the both mental, emotional, and even spiritual setup? Yeah, this is a powerful invocation, activation, and even invitation. Yeah, there's like a lot of your stuff's activating with us. So it's time. It's time to shift the conversation into going beyond, transcending beyond. And of course, that's all predicated upon unity consciousness. We're all one. We're all fractals of the same source. And so what I'm being told to share is that's the big theoretical construct. But bringing it down to brass tacks as healers during this amazing healing renaissance that we've begun, will involve translating that into finding common ground, helping people find common ground. And now I'm being shown, I'm not too far away from Salmon, Idaho, where I did a lot of facilitation to find common ground between, like environmentalists and ranchers and loggers back in my nonprofit days. And it always struck me that if you got beneath the vitriol and perceived stances of like, we're so different, you would find out people really value the same things. And everybody cared about the resource, right? In the case of natural resources. But even more so, everybody cares about their family. And when you develop personal relationship and you stop demonizing one another and othering one another and non-humanizing one another, it's amazing what's possible and what can get created. And there's a nonprofit that exists to this day because of that, in that community, in that region. And it's beautiful to see the kind of work, the emergent economy that's restoration based instead of, like we just got to go back to the way it was, or we have to just lock it all up. It's like, no, there's a third way. So that's what's being invited. No matter, how you show up as a healer, and it doesn't have to be in the traditional energy alternatives. It's many, many different things and many innovations at this time. But the one common denominator I'm being told is this unity. It's unity. It's the recognizing as a foundation of whatever you're innovating and bringing through that there is another way. There's a third way. And of course, it's based in love, and it's based in, we're all part of unconditional love source, and remembering that. So those of you who are stepping into avatar consciousness at this time, it's really beautiful and profound and powerful because it's going to engender these types of shifts and help facilitate these types of shifts. At the end of the day, yes, everybody has free will choice and they have to make their own choices, but the setting does matter and the context does matter. And I had a long conversation with my divine complement on this beautiful drive through Montana and central Idaho about, what is the mechanism by which we are helping? And if we weren't in the room, would the same thing happen? And, at the end of the day, we just kind of come to the conclusion in our kind kind of got there independently and by different kind of paths, that it's not the personal pronoun individuated consciousness that's doing anything. It's the avatar consciousness. It's the avatar being. It's the one source. And that is a much greater intelligence. So you'll be hearing me speak a lot about avatar consciousness, because this is where I'm being led, and my own avatar consciousness is coming out and expressing all of this and inviting us to remember that as a means to get to the heaven on earth that we all say we want, and, you know, more peaceful times, and a new age and a new earth, and all the beautiful, you know, things that we know in our heart of hearts is possible. We wouldn't be driven by them otherwise, right? For me, it's always been evolve. So beautiful message. As usual, I had no idea what was going to come through as I sat down in the snowy landscape here of the big hole of Montana. But I'm liking it. I'm here for it. And I hope you are too. I'd love to hear your reflections. I know many of you have come here to the same conclusion in your own right, in your own walk. And I'd love to hear what has shifted for you as a result of making that change, right? From going from like, maybe got to fight the good fight or rescue or all that, to like dropping a lot of that and going into a much more expansive, transcendent third way. And if on your winding path as a healer you'd like personal support, I do have a few openings in my schedule for one-on-one mentorship at this time. The link is below. All right, thank you for bringing through the third way and helping move the needle. I love you all so much. Bye for now.
Yep. Now maybe a little reverent prayer. There we go. Oh, halo complete.